Hey everyone, it's Gregory with eGuide, and I am back again for another product tour. And today's topic is probably one that some of you out there don't really like all of that much, and that is business expenses. If you're like me, when I have to do my business expenses, if it's not automated, it's not happening. So today we're going to talk through a tool called Expensify. It's one of a couple apps that are out there right now that are either low cost or have a free version to use that really help you streamline your business expense operation. So, especially if you're operating from a team of a couple people, this may be a great solution to forego the Excel spreadsheets, to forego the manual tracking and the manual inputting, and then re-inputting on the accounting software side to this version that allows you to fully integrate from a team standpoint all of the expenses that match your accounting software. So we're going to take a look at how the program's set up, and then we're going to take a look at the app side as well and talk about some of those other integrations that exist within Expensify specifically. So let's jump in. So first thing we're going to do is log into expensify.com. And I have the homepage kind of pulled up right now. Each time you log in, you're going to have this kind of concierge feature that gives you some tips and whatever your latest activity was. So when you're getting going and you want to learn a little bit more about how to properly set up everything, this first screen is a great tool to do that. But we're going to dig right in and go into the expense category section. So I've inputted a couple of expenses already in here just to kind of show you exactly what the interface looks like. But it's a very straightforward and simple process to add additional expenses. All we're going to do is click on the new expense. Let me move my screen a little bit more here. And we have a couple different categories, so expenses, time, and distance. So especially if you're a freelancer who's billing clients on an hourly basis, this might be another great tool for you to consider using. The great thing about the time feature, and we'll take a look at it in just a second, is that you can specify exactly what report you want those time charges to go to. So say you're billing different clients at different hourly rates. This program allows you to track that and bill it into those reports so that when it does come time to say a monthly invoice or anything like that, then you're able to just jump onto Expensify and send them that auto-populated report directly from the app or the web interface that we're looking at here. So once I click on expense, if I have a receipt that I want to pull from, I have that option, or I can click this no receipt, and then I still have the ability to upload a receipt manually here using the plus icon, and that can pull from your desktop or anywhere on your computer. You're going to specify the merchant name, so sample merchant, let's go with, and the date, and then whatever the total is. Also to note over here on merchants, some of those are predictive. So when you start typing, just to save you some more time, you may get the vendor that you're looking for pop up automatically. So let's call this a $100 expense. And then I have these categories to choose from, and I can filter through these, and I have the ability to customize these categories as well, which we'll take a look at in just a second. Let's say this was a $100 entertainment charge. This was a client dinner, and I'm going to put that in here, and then I'm going to auto-populate this into the January expense report, and I will show you that in just a second. Once I click save, this will auto-populate into my expenses and also auto-populate into my expense report. If this is a distance, I have the ability to put in distance here. The rate is auto-set by whatever the federal government rate is. So that's at 54.5 right now. And this will automatically allow me to import a map that links to the expense as well. This is that time feature, so I can adjust the hourly rate that I'm billing at, and then put in the hours worked here, and that will automatically populate a time. And then I have the ability to choose whatever report that I'm using there as well. And then if, let's say there's multiple expenses, you went to the same vendor in the same day for multiple expenses, those can all go in here as well as one line item. So back to these expense details, once I click save, it's going to auto-populate into my library of expenses here. And then let's take a look at reports. On the report side, you can have a couple different reports as well. So if you want to specify it by client, or if you want to specify it by month, or whatever have you, that's where these reports are going to live. And it's a very similar feature to create a new report. All I have to do is click that new report and specify the data. And anything that I drop into that report, this will update in real time as well, the running total. As soon as I want to submit that report, I just open the report from the desktop, and then I can click submit here. I can send it email. I can have the report attached to as a PDF, and that can include all of the thumbnail pictures or the full copy pictures or full size pictures that you're uploading to the app as well, which is a great feature. And then you can mark it as closed. So say the January report is done, and we've moved on to February. All I have to do is mark that as closed if you're the one independently managing those reports as well. In terms of integrations, let's take a look at some of the account settings here. So starting from the top, you have obviously basic, simple account settings, your name. You can select a profile picture where I'm going to glance over the preferences. This is just like if you want to schedule a submit. So on a regular basis, you're submitting the same reports, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever have you. You can do that automated. Whatever currency, whatever the distance mileage is here, whatever your standard build at time or time build at is, and how you want to export all goes into preferences. This is that categories tool, which is super important. So let's say you're integrating with QuickBooks or your accounting software, and you want to make sure that the accounts are the same on both sides. This is where you're going to customize that information, and you can have as many as you want in here, and all you have to do is either delete these out. You can turn them on and off here as well using the toggle, and then you can custom create as many additional categories as you'd like. So especially when you're linking into an accounting software, super useful tool here. Say you're managing a team and you want to do some expense rules, it can auto set those rules in here as well. This is where you can link your credit card information and also your bank account information. So say you have a business debit card and then your business credit card, link them both to your Expensify account, and it will automatically pull in those charges into your expenses. And then all you have to do is go through and make sure that you're properly labeling those, and then you're ready to go. Sorry, some auto updates happening there. Reimbursements, you can add those bank accounts as well. So say you're managing a team and you want to do reimbursements from the account through the app, you have that ability to do so here. And then this is where your integrations will come from as well. So QuickBooks, Salesforce are totally authorized Concur connection, which Concur is another expense app. So I'm sure that they've done that to push communication between the two. And then another accounting software, the Zero HQ there as well. So I would say the majority of my clients are using QuickBooks Online. So I'm glad that integration exists. Some are using FreshBooks, which I don't see on this list. So it may be something that they might be adding here in the future as well. This smart scanning tool in theory works really well, but it is a little glitchy, just FYI. Basically what a smart scan is that it wants you to take a picture of your receipt and then automatically upload and automatically pull in as much information from that receipt as possible. The thing about that is not all receipts are in the same format, so sometimes the information is wrong. So 9 times out of 10, I just manually add the photo and manually add the information when I'm uploading that way. Obviously, if you have your bank accounts integrated, you don't want to do double duty. So it's as simple as making sure that you're uploading the correct picture to those expenses that are pulling in. So that may negate the need to smart scan for you as well. Obviously, there's a paid version that goes along with this as well, and that's where if you're managing a team or using it for a business team, you're gonna wanna use the paid version, which I believe it's $5 a month per seat, so not a huge expense. It's the same as Gmail, and then it's allowing you to set hierarchies within your organization, have more robust reporting options and things like that. So this is a once-over of what the web looks like. The app looks very similar, and I want to show you that as well. So bear with me here as I pull up the app. I'm going to share my screen to my phone via AirPlay. We're super tech savvy. Awesome. And all I have to do is come on here, and hopefully you have my screen. So looking at the app, we're going to navigate to Expensify here, and it looks like very much like the desktop version. One thing to note here is that sample $100 charge that I just put in has already pushed over to the app. So it's that real-time updating, which makes it super seamless in terms of making sure that everything stays up to date and you're not duplicating entries on the desktop version app and the app version. Make sure that you're downloading all of the app updates that are coming out. There is some pretty robust features that within this app, and they're constantly updating those to make bug fixes and things like that. So make sure that your Expensify app is staying up to date. But let's say I wanted to add an expense from the phone here. All I'm going to do is that similar plus icon on the desktop version and click on expenses. If I don't have a receipt, that's fine. I'm going to put in that sample merchant one more time. And let's say that this was a $5 charge, not $500, $5. And once I click on more options, I have the ability to change my report down here. And I have the ability to mark it reimbursable. And where this comes into play is, say you have your personal bank account linked to your Expensify account, and only some of those charges are reimbursable. You still have the ability to categorize them all, but you can mark which ones are reimbursable, and obviously put those into the report that you're going to submit to whomever you're sending that to. I can categorize this here. So this was entertainment. And as soon as I click save, I'm going to get that expense added to the January expense report, and then also my list of expenses for that month. So once I go into reports, I have that real-time updated total here as well. And now it has 4 expenses in it. I can still submit the report from the phone here as well, which is great. So all I have to do is click submit report, and then I can send that to whomever I need to, attach it as a PDF, whatever have you there, and it will have all of those receipts attached to it as well, either as a thumbnail or as a full version based on what you would like to see. One other thing I want to go through here is the integration to rideshare. So both Lyft and Uber have the ability to set up a business profile, and it's as simple as going from the home screen to your settings. So from home, I click on my picture and I click into settings here, and then I click on the business profile, which will give you the options to set up your first time as an account, set it up to the same domain that you're using for Expensify, and your business communication is what that business profile is. So then when you are booking a ride, you have the option of choosing which profile you want to bill to. You're going to select your business profile, and as soon as this is set up properly, all I have to do is from the expense management section, click on Expensify, and it's going to auto push all of those receipts and those completed rides from the business profile right into the Expensify platform, which is great. And you can do the same with Uber there as well. So pretty robust features for a free version of an app that helps you with your business expenses. One thing I will note here is that it is a little glitchy. If you read through some of the reviews, they're not all stellar, but all things considered, for a free app, this is the free version that we're looking at. And if you're using it for a team for that $5 a month, it's fairly robust. And even if it's saving you the time of having to do all of that manual tracking and manual reporting, and if you're sending out Excel spreadsheets to your team to categorize their expenses, this is going to save you way more time, even with its few glitches, than it would on the other end. So super great tool for business expense reporting. If you have any questions, or if you need some further kind of guidance in which option of expense reporting tools are the right fit for your team or your business, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would be more than happy to help kind of walk through and set up some of those admin side details and the hierarchy of your team if you go with Expensify. There's just so much that you can do to kind of help automate your expense process. So hopefully this was kind of a beneficial walkthrough. There's going to be more to come. And until next time, I will be around to answer any of your questions. Feel free to add them to the comments below. Thank you.